Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there was a young boy named Tom. He lived in a small, cozy house with his loving parents. Tom had one very special friend, a little dog named Max. Max wasn't a big dog, but he had a lot of energy and loved to run and play. Max was brown with a white spot on his nose, and he always wagged his tail when he saw Tom. Tom loved Max with all his heart, and the two of them spent every day together. Every morning, after breakfast, Tom would take Max out into the garden to play. They would run around, chasing each other, playing fetch, and having so much fun. Tom would throw a stick, and Max would race after it, bringing it back to Tom. It was the best part of Tom's day, and he looked forward to it every morning. One sunny day, Tom and Max were outside, playing in the garden. Tom was laughing as he ran around, but Max suddenly stopped. His ears perked up, and he looked toward the bushes at the end of the garden. Max was curious. He slowly walked over to the bushes and sniffed the air. Suddenly, something caught Max's attention. It was a small bird flying by, and Max quickly jumped over the garden fence to chase it. Max! Wait! Come back! Tom shouted, but Max didn't hear him. Max was already running fast after the bird, his small paws making quick steps. Tom ran after Max, but the dog was too fast. Max ran out of the garden, through the open gate, and down the street. Tom stopped at the gate and looked down the street. Max was nowhere in sight. Tom felt a cold shiver of worry. He called again, Max. Max, but Max didn't come back. Tom ran down the street, hoping to find his little dog, but Max was gone. Tom didn't want to give up. He searched the whole village. He asked the people he met, "Have you seen my dog? His name is Max. He's small, brown, and has a white spot on his nose." But no one had seen Max. Tom walked along the road, calling his dog's name, but the streets were empty. He walked to the park where they often played, hoping Max had gone there, but Max wasn't there either. As the sun began to set, Tom felt sad. He missed Max so much. He sat down on a bench and started to cry. His heart felt heavy, and he didn't know what to do. "I just want Max to come home," he whispered. Just then, an old man with a kind face walked past. The old man had a small dog with him. The dog was brown and had a white spot on its nose. Tom looked up, surprised. "Max," he whispered. He stood up and ran toward the old man. "Excuse me, sir," Tom said. "That dog looks just like mine. Is it Max?" The old man smiled gently and nodded. "Yes, this is Max. I found him near the park. He seemed lost, so I brought him home with me." The old man reached down and petted Max's head. Max wagged his tail, happy to see Tom. Tom's face lit up with joy. He couldn't believe it. "Max," he shouted happily, and he ran over to his dog. He hugged Max tightly, feeling so relieved. Max licked his face and wagged his tail even faster. "Thank you so much, sir," Tom said to the old man. "You saved my dog." The old man smiled and patted Max. "I'm happy to help, young man. It's always good to look out for animals in need." Tom thanked the old man again and promised to take better care of Max. He didn't want to lose his dog again. Max barked happily, as if he understood everything, and Tom held his leash tightly. As they walked back to their house, Tom thought about how much he had missed Max. He realized that even though Max was just a little dog, he was an important part of Tom's life. He was more than just a pet. Max was Tom's best friend. The next day, Tom made sure to keep Max close by. They played together in the garden, but this time, Tom made sure to keep a close eye on Max. He didn't want anything bad to happen to him again. Every time Max ran after a bird or a squirrel, Tom called him back quickly. He learned the lesson that sometimes, it's easy to lose something you love if you're not careful. From that day on, Tom and Max were even closer. They spent their days playing together, but Tom always made sure Max was safe. They went for long walks around the village, and sometimes, the old man and his dog would meet them in the park. Tom always thanked the old man for helping Max. Years went by, and Max grew older. But Tom never forgot the day he lost him. He always remembered how important it was to take care of the things you love. Max may have been just a little dog, but he was Tom's best friend, and Tom would always love him.